Good morning. How are you? Tuesday. Oh, wow. Hot down here. It's amazing. You can go outside with the sun shining, be outside for 40 minutes, and come back in, and it's complete cloud cover. This is Colombian weather is absolutely, I don't know what to call it, nuts. I guess people are used to it down here, though. But so what's Trump screaming about now? Well, he's after Canada now. He's about distracting from a lot of things. Uh, he's these cognitive tests that he says he passes. Well, they must be for 3-year-olds because he's not very cognitive. I don't think he doesn't think anything through. One of the other not newscasters but politicians said that he's finally catching on that Trump is policies are subject to his whims. That's what it's all about. What should I do today to screw up everything? Well, he's affected the world because the world reacts to him differently than you and I would react to him, because I think he's just a stupid idiot. I think he really is. I think he's just beyond any kind of intelligence that anybody knows, that you're used to. I think this guy is just an absolute moron. I've watched him. He's deteriorating gradually. The more power he gets, the more his brain can't handle it. And he just walks around saying, I'm so powerful, nobody can do anything to me. I can do whatever I want and nothing's going to happen to me. Well, karma has a way of fucking over people like him, and the sooner it gets around to it, the better off I'll feel about it anyhow. But what can I tell you? The rest of the world's not really concerned about it, apparently. Anyhow, when he's going after Canada, I didn't even know they built this bridge. They built the bridge between Michigan and Ottawa, Canada, and I don't know whether it goes to Ottawa or that would be kind of far, I think, because I was in Ottawa and I don't think it's that close to Michigan. But anyhow, they built a bridge out that way for the working class people to go back and forth to work. And the various industries are on the other side of Canada there, other side of the border. And he decided he's going to block the bridge. It's completed. They have to test it. It's open up in September or something like that, I think. And Trump doesn't want it. Says, I'm going to block it until you do what I want you to do. And if I was Canada, I'd blow up my half of the bridge and say, screw you. I think, and whatever was supposed to go across that bridge, sell to China. I can't. Excuse me. I really because I get all kinds of frustrated when I deal with this moron. What he's trying to do with his power and everything like that. I experienced this in high school with kids. We had a couple of affluent kids, not too many in East Orange. It wasn't a good idea to walk around if you were rich in East Orange. You went to private schools. But I had a couple of people like that, and they had attitudes about them, and they just, they didn't care. They made friends with the mob or whoever they needed to be friendly with at the time, and then they screwed them later on. This is just the way it was going on. And that's what he's doing, He's friends with Canada one day, and then he hates Canada the next day. He sent Vance to accept his booze at the Olympics, because he's not going, I don't think. Cost Italy too much to protect him. Plus the fact that half the mafia wants him, and Italy wants him dead too. So, I don't necessarily want him dead. I don't I don't condone assassination. It doesn't usually solve anything. In this case, it wouldn't, because you have J.D. I'm dumber than Trump Vance in the background there. But I would love to see him dragged out of the White House in chains. As I've said this before, he is a criminal of the highest order. And unfortunately, he just doesn't have he doesn't even have a really good criminal mind. His mind is all about power. He says he's got it, and he's just going to do whatever he wants. He doesn't think it through. He doesn't care how it affects anybody, the world order or anybody else. He wants what he wants when he wants it. And, he's like a 3-year-old, I want my mommy now. Mommy, mommy, mommy. Well, he's building an arch 250 feet high, higher than anything else in Washington, D.C. Boy, I hope the day of the election, which means he's no longer president, or he's no longer president when they swear in the new president, right? So when that day is, January 20th, something like that. When they do that, I want explosions going off and drills starting in Washington to tear down everything this son of a bitch built and get his name off all the buildings they're on, That's what I want to see, He's going to stage some sort of coup. And the world the American people have to be ready for that, Because let me tell you something. The Republicans are all saying, we got guns. Yeah, well, the Democrats got guns too, and they know how to shoot them. And if you want a war like that, that's ridiculous. I mean, nobody wins in a civil war. Trump will definitely not win. Because if they get their hands on him, they'll hang him. They'll have him pulled apart by horses or something. Because he's so easy to hate. He's a hateful man. It's not hard to say, well, I don't really hate him. No, it's real easy to say, yeah, I hate the son of a bitch. He's scum, And I'm not looking at it from a political party point of view. I'm looking at it that this guy's just destroying whatever he touches. He did it in business, and now he's doing it in politics. He has to take apart things just because he doesn't like them. And he doesn't think it through. He does it on a whim. And people are beginning to realize that. And that's a very dangerous situation. The block bridge is a dangerous situation because he doesn't even understand the principles. But he knew nothing about it. Knows that it's a mutual build. It's not a one-sided build. He just doesn't understand anything. He just says, I don't like that bridge. Let's take it down. Let's close it down. All right. Doesn't want to give Canada anything. All right. If I'm Canadian, I don't know. And there's part of there's part of Canada that wants to be separate. Yeah, well, separate from this Canada, and that's been there for years. There was a big thing about it when I was in high school and whatnot, which is the 60s and everything. They were talking about the French-speaking people in Canada no longer wanted to be part of Canada because they didn't want to speak English. They wanted to be separate, And in Ottawa, there's a separate section of the city which is called the French Quarter, and you got to speak French to succeed there. I don't know. All right. More roadblocks are being thrown up on the Epstein front. Well, I think there's some people in there that are really afraid. I don't think Trump's scared because he doesn't care. First of all, he thinks he's so loved that nobody will believe any of the shit that comes out of there, and that it's all anti-propaganda, and that's why his press secretary is running up all this bad karma on her side of the ledger, and sooner or later, karma is a bitch. Karma is that that theory that what goes around comes around, you know? And I've seen that work. So I know it exists. Other people say it's a balance. For every good, there is a bad. It's the same thing. It's like physics. For every reaction, there is either opposite or equal reaction. All right? So with karma, there's either a opposite or similar reaction to everything he does, she says and does. And it's, you know, and it's just, it's her, it's, well, Vance doesn't say too much, you know, and Vance is careful in choosing his words because he doesn't want to upset anybody, you know. He wants to, because he thinks he's going to be the next president, and I doubt that very seriously. Only because I just don't think the Republicans trust him enough to make him president. Okay? Even though Trump may want it. I don't know whether Trump's going to be coherent enough to have any effect in the 2028 election, so we'll have to wait and see where that's headed. All right? But the roadblocks are being put up by people that don't want... there's like 6 names that have been redacted that shouldn't have been redacted, and people want to know who they are. And like I said, if it's Trump, he's not going to care. All right? If it's Melania, she's not going to care. They're not going to care. All right? It could be Democrats, it could be Republicans, it could be people of power. It's people of power, probably. It's people, money people that are despicable because they have some seriously bad habits. Because money people get like Trump. They can do whatever, they figure they can do whatever they want. The laws don't apply. Rich people have been like this since the beginning of time. Laws don't apply to them. They make laws. They make their own laws. And laws, the average laws that govern society and the mores that govern society have absolutely no place in the rich person's life. All right. And we are becoming known now for more corruption than ever before. We keep sliding down the scale that they have that puts you at a place on some list someplace, which doesn't make a lot of difference to me one way or the other. But the level of corruption in the United States, is, especially in government and sports and whatnot, has always been relatively high. They've been able to, I guess, shield the rest of the world, shield us from the scrutiny of the rest of the world on these particular issues. But it's always been there. I mean, you got to understand. Getting free lunch for a cop or a politician is corruption, and it gets, you know, it goes up more and more with once you start there, you just keep on going. All right. I mean, when the Knapp Commission showed just how corrupt the New York Police Department was at the time, and do you think it's better now? No, they're smarter now. I think that's where that goes. You know, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a reality or not. But you know, I don't think they're any less. I don't think they're as corrupt as they were. The corruption's on a different level. But do they still take free food, free lunches? Of course, because nobody thinks that's wrong, because of their job is so demanding and everything. You know. The problem is the people that give them food think that now they owe something to them, you know, and that's where the corruption level comes in, you know. Can you take care of this ticket for me, man? What do you mean no? Well, look at all the food, look at all the coffee and free lunches I've given you, you know. So anyhow, okay, folks, it's that time of the day. Now hit the subscribe button. Yes, hit it 3 or 4 times. I don't care. No, it doesn't cost you any money. No, you'll basically get notified when I'm on air, if I'm live, if I've posted a video or something like that. You'll get notification, probably in your email, but you won't get a full email box because of me. If you do, then let me know, and I will put a stop to that immediately. It's just, you know, it's like you get some notifications and stuff, and you can choose where those notifications show up. Like I choose, you know, I have some that come in my browser, some that don't show up at all, some that, you know, show up in my email, whatever, you know. And all I do, if it's something I don't like, I just hit delete. It's not it's not something that requires a great deal of work. So that's that's me, showing you guys what just hit the subscribe button. And if you like me, hit like. If you don't like, just give me a thumbs down. That's all. If they ask you to comment on why you don't want to, you don't have to. But the subscription shows me that it's working. That what I'm doing is not a waste of time. That people are actually listening to this video, not just viewing it, and they're interested in what I have to say. Uh, and I don't get out that much anymore. They took Blogger and Tumblr off their list of sharing. So now, the first thing you come to is Twitter. And I wouldn't share Trump with Twitter. And I hate Trump. So, I just don't deal with Twitter. All right, listen up. Hit that button, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Or you can go over to the live side and watch me discuss some of the same things again, and you can actually comment right away, like, what the fuck, right? Okay. Anyhow, I'll see you guys tomorrow.